I'm Joyce Jackson for Laurel TV. Today we turn the community spotlight on Laurel native David Slumkowski, a man who found solace from his own troubles by serving others. Several years ago, David was looking for a lifeline, anything that could save him from the devastation of self-destruction.
I didn't know it at the time, but I am an alcoholic. My life was very unmanageable in pretty much every area of my life. So I got to a point where I really did not like the person I was looking at in the mirror.
In the midst of his despair, he resurrected hope for not only himself, but for a generation of competitors whose bodies betrayed their athletic dreams.
About 10 years ago, I saw a story about a father and son, Rick and Dick Hoyt. Rick, the son, was born a spastic paraplegic. His doctors at the time told his parents to put him away, forget about him. His father and his mom said there's just no way.
A father's unwavering commitment to his son sparked a movement.
As I was sitting there weeping on my couch, feeling sorry for myself, I started, something really powerful went off. A switch triggered, and I started to say, that's incredible, I can do that.
What David did was bring his concept to the William Bear School in Baltimore, where he first teamed up with James. Fast forward 9 years, and Athletes Serving Athletes is no longer just an idea. The organization is housed in this building in Timonium, Maryland. 6 employees and 5 interns work on pairing able-bodied athletes with those who can't compete on their own.
We have grown from 1 athlete to 150 individuals with disabilities that are active in our program. We have 9 areas that we train and race in regularly.
James, who is now 18, is just one of 150 athletes who compete under the ASA banner. He uses a wheelchair because of cerebral palsy, a condition caused by an incident the night before he was born.
When I was pregnant with James at 17, I was in a high-speed police chase. They took James as shock trauma. See, we didn't know he was going to be in a wheelchair, but throughout the years, he became, as he got older, that's when they diagnosed him with cerebral palsy. It was me, his 2 cousins, and his father. All of them passed from the accident. Total. Like, the jaws of life had to come pull us out, and that was one of the worst days of my life.
The decision by one of the cousins not to pull over cost James his mobility, but not his fighting spirit.
My father was a runner, and that inspired me to be a runner too.
Before Athletes Serving Athletes, James's mother, Chiffon, never thought he would get to feel the wind on his face. Now James gets to immerse himself in the thrill of simply being in the race.
Everything happens for a reason, and James will be productive, and I see that. So, and his motto, never give up, never quit. So that's what I use. Days I'm not feeling it. My son can always smile, and he can't get up and play basketball like the other kids and everything, then I can smile.
The concept of ASA may have been inspired by the Hoyt story, but David's sense of community started here at the Laurel's Boys and Girls Club.
I had the pleasure of playing football for Coach Tietzel and Mr. Stoner and Mr. McBride, and I think we got 1 championship out of that. So I don't know if any of these trophies are from any of the teams I played on.
One year he battled spinal meningitis and missed the season, but his team did not leave David behind.
I was also very sad because I wasn't allowed to play with my football team. And at the end of the year awards ceremony, one of the moms got together, I think it was Miss Marcinko, and she made Football Dave, which I still treasure. It sits on my shelf at home to this day. When I was feeling that calling to start Athletes Serving Athletes, it was these experiences that really helped push me to take that leap of faith.
It's race day. The air is filled with opportunity and silent anticipation. James and David have done this so many times. What was once impossible has become routine.
To the water team, ASA, Athletes Serving Athletes.
The Columbia Triathlon is unforgiving. especially when you're shouldering the hopes of your partner.
Good athlete. Good job, Dave.
After swimming nearly a mile, your legs burn through a 25-mile bike ride, only to be pounded another 6.2 miles on the final run.
Team change. David Slomkowski, the wingman.
It's pretty brutal.
We motivate each other.
Pre-race expo. That wonderful parking just across the street. Good job, Kerry. Kerry Shanks, Sean Kirchhoff, Elaine Morton, James Day, Carol Bryant, Amy Moore.
David's journey has come full circle. On this day in the Eagleman Triathlon, he gets to compete against half of the team that inspired him to create ASA, Rick Hoyt. This moment is surreal and rare.
After seeing Rick Hoyt race and his story 10 years ago, approximately, to being able to race alongside him was just a dream come true.
David and James crossed the tape in first place ahead of Rick Hoyt. But the finish line is more than just the end of a race. The story of athletes serving athletes symbolizes sacrifice and salvation for each man, for both athletes.
It feels great to race. My father's blood is in me.
We're competing against sometimes the best athletes in the world, and he's center stage with them, and he feels that excitement, the thrill of competition. He's got to earn his right to be there just like anyone else.
James loves to sing during the race, and a song by his favorite artist seems appropriate for the euphoria he feels with the wind in his face.
Love, I did this. Make it do right, make it do right.
Love and happiness.
I'm Joyce Jackson for Laurel TV.
Love and happiness.